So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Action Comics number 304, published in October 1963, with story by Leo Dorfman and art by Jim Mooney. Black Flame, have mercy, croak. I'm parched, dying of thirst, groan. In heaven's name, give me water, water. That's right, Supergirl. Crawl, beg, plead for mercy. Will all your enemies in the Phantom Zone enjoy this glorious moment of revenge with me? Revenge is sweet now that gold kryptonite has destroyed Supergirl's power. She's at the mercy of Black Flame, the most evil super menace of all time. Who is this mysterious new adversary? Who has Supergirl at her mercy? She is Black Flame, a villainess who is more cunning than Les Lar, more evil than Luthor. Yes, Supergirl faces the challenge of her career when she meets the Maid of Menace. So she and Dick Malvern are at the beach, and he's buried her in sand. Dick Malvern, you dig me out of here at once, as if she wasn't allowing him. My telescopic vision reveals that the Coast Guard has finally nabbed that notorious gambling ship, which is run by racketeers. Looks like they're doing nicely without my help. Unfortunately, a mysterious woman comes along and severs the cable with X-ray vision and pulls them to safety. How about that? It looks like we crooks have a super dame to help us, just like Supergirl helps the cops. That strange flying menace aided the escape of these crooked gamblers. Where's Supergirl? She usually helps us in emergencies like this. Gulp. They're right, but what can I do? I can't get away without revealing my secret identity as Supergirl. Well, don't allow yourself to be buried. And she spots Black Flame fleeing back through time, or escaping through time. Her parents are sympathetic. Don't blame yourself, dear. You did your best. You'll be ready for her next time she appears. But unfortunately, she has another problem, which is Comet has yet again gone crazy, although there's no reference to his previous time. Superhorse he's destroying this monument. Superhorse is right. He's under the control of my brain command ring, which is tuned to his brain frequencies. I've ordered him to break up those statues. It's that flying female menace. Who are you? I'll carve my name for you in that cliff with heat vision. That should prove to you I'm as super as you are. Gasp. She seems to have all my superpowers. Well, a couple. Flying and her heat vision. But where does she come from? I'll settle with you just as soon as I stop Superhorse from wrecking those statues. But Black Flame threatens to blow up this experimental fuel if she stops Superhorse. So Superhorse just destroys the monument. Choke, you win for now. Black Flame, Superhorse has destroyed those monuments by now anyway. Yes, and since I have no further use for him, I've ordered him to leave. Now, if you want to know more about me, follow me. So she takes Supergirl and offers to let her wear the Mento Dome to reveal Black Flame's back history. I see a space fleet heading towards a strange planet. Gasp. The seas and continents of the world are shaped like a pirate symbol. Admiral Targ reporting. Greetings to Queen Black Flame. Our raid on Galaxy 12 was a complete success. Splendid. Report as soon as you land. So they have collected all sorts of booty. My subjects, I have chosen you from the most evil criminals and outcasts of the universe. The super weapons I have designed for you have brought us untold wealth. Now for our greatest triumph. You are about to see me humble the representatives of Earth, the planet that exiled me years ago. So the representatives come, and they're not going to bow down to her, but she merely gets angry. And she shows them one of her weapons, and she slices a nearby uninhabited moon in two. Our cosmotronic cannon can cut through that moon like a piece of cheese. That's exactly what will happen to Earth unless you pay the tribute I ask. It's piracy, but we'll have to pay it. And to think, Black Flame is Supergirl 25, and that her ancestor was the beloved Supergirl 1 from Argo City. Aren't you ashamed to be looting your home planet, you who are a descendant of the original Supergirl from 1963? Bah! I'm sick of hearing about that namby-pamby do-gooder. But the people in town are not happy, and they destroy the statue of Supergirl. Then you, Black Flame, are my descendant, a cold-hearted female desperado. Choke. What are you doing in my time era? My greedy henchmen revolted and used some of my super weapons against me. So I'm hiding in this century till I regain my throne. Haha. Do you like being the ancestor of the future greatest criminal? Remember, you can't change history. And if you try any tricks, I'll reveal your identity as Linda Danvers and Superman's other identity as Clark Kent. Groan, this is horrible, horrible. I can't face her. I've got to get away. So somewhere I mentioned, and I think I didn't read it, was that she's from 4,000 years, or 4,000 AD, which would put her beyond the Legion of Superheroes. And her mom suggests, well, why don't you just travel to the future and confirm what she said? And so she does. Black Flame said she came from the year 4000 AD, and this is it. That's strange. They still honor me in this century. If I'm not mistaken, that giant gold statue is erected in my memory. I'm checking these photographic historical records. By using my microscopic vision at super speed, there's no mention of any criminal called Black Flame. That's odd. So she starts to think there's something more going on, and she asks Superhorse to use his mental telepathy to track her down. And what he sees is Kandor. That could be it. Yes, Black Flame might be from Kandor. I'll check it once. So she goes to Superman's Fortress of Solitude. I'll use Superman's reducing ray to shrink me into microscopic size. This timing device will reverse the ray's action after that, so that I can become normal after I emerge from the bottle. So she parachutes down to check out the census chief to make sure everyone in Kandor is accounted for. Then we get this little discussion with the dentist who's helping the census chief do some dental work. We'll be with you as soon as I fix his teeth cavities with this crest beam, which creates a permalloy filling. Remember that here in Kandor, no one has superpowers, and we get toothaches like normal humans on Earth. You could have superpowers, but for whatever reason, Superman decided to bathe you in red sunlight. There is one Kandorian who might fit your description of Black Flame. It's Zora, a brilliant scientist who was a friend of Les Lar. Les Lar? She was a clever criminal scientist who escaped from the bottle. She explains that Les Lar was disintegrated by one of the escaped Phantom Zone criminals. I'll check this Zora on my Visa screen. There she is working at her lab in the Science Academy. So Zora can't possibly be Black Flame. Well, I guess I'd better get back to the outside world. So she travels back out. She looks in the Phantom Zone to see if to check on the female criminals, see if one has escaped, but none have. So she's not from the Phantom Zone. We've been watching you from the Phantom Zone, Supergirl. Black Flame is making a fool of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Anyone knows you can't change history. They're right. Future centuries will despise the very mention of my name, but she does come up with a plan. I've been watching you. Check on me. You can't stand the idea of being the ancestor of the worst criminal that ever walked on the earth, can you? You haven't beaten me yet. Somehow I'll foil your plans. Wait, I have an idea. So she dives into the ocean and comes up with a lead box containing gold kryptonite, the one kryptonite that can rob a Kryptonian of all its power, of all his or her powers permanently, so she can no longer even lift a stone. Gasp! With my invulnerability gone, I'm beginning to feel weak and shaky in this heat. The sand is searing my feet. My throat is parched. Choke. I've got to get some water. So, you destroyed your superpowers with gold kryptonite. Good. That's just what I hoped you'd do. I tricked you. I am not your descendant. I am Zora of Kandor. Gasp! That's impossible. I saw Zora in Kandor myself a short time ago. What you saw was an android, a chemical duplicate of myself. It was all part of my scheme. So Supergirl got tricked by the same trick that Superman and Supergirl use all the time. I always admired Les Lar. When she was disintegrated, I decided to fulfill her greatest ambition myself, to escape the bottle and take Supergirl's place in the outer world. With that android taking my place, I won't be missed. When this jet takes me up to the cork, I'll force my way out of the bottle with this pulse ray. So apparently there's a red kryptonite cloud that is unique in that it can change you in whatever way you want. So she flew through it and wanted to be normal size, which it did. Groan. So your plan worked. You've outwitted me. I admit it now. For heaven's sakes, give me some water. I'm so weak, dying of thirst. Water? Why, of course. Here's a cup of it now. Just reach out for it, my dear. And then she just pours it in the ground. But she shows her which apparently she's surrounded by water. So Supergirl goes to get the water from this pool, but starts sinking in because there is quicksand. It's done. Supergirl's finished. And now the temporary effect of the red kryptonite cloud is wearing off. I'm shrinking back to my tiny original size, but I'm still super, and I intend to stay in this outer world until I find a way to become normal size permanently. And she vows to help the criminals in the Phantom Zone escape, which seems like a really bad idea. By now, Black Flame is sure that I'm dead. Well, she's due for the surprise of her life when she suddenly pops up because the gold kryptonite was fake. It was just an ordinary stone I took from the bottom of the sea and put inside an old pirate strongbox I found lying nearby. Well below. I wrapped it in my gold-colored belt and then made the belt glow by exposing it to my X-ray vision when I emerged. So you tricked me, but that's all you can do. I'm still super, small as I am. I'm not sure what Supergirl thought to gain by doing all this, because I don't know that she knew that Black Flame was about to shrink again. And if she knew it, why would she even bother? But anyway, she puts her in a compact which has some gold kryptonite dust in it. There's no earthly prison that can hold me. I'd simply use my superpowers to break out. What happened? My flying power is gone. Of course, these few grains of gold kryptonite have eliminated your superpowers permanently. So she saw some gold K, but knew that it was so minute that it wouldn't affect her. Those kryptonite grains were too small to affect me, but were enough to erase your superpowers when you became tiny again. Sorry to upset your plans, Phantom Zone rogues, but I had the last laugh. I'm taking Black Flame back to Kandor for punishment. Black Flame will be punished, but we still don't see how you figured out she was really the Kandorian scientist Zora. It happened because she laughed at me because of my seeming disgrace. You see, when she opened her mouth to laugh, I accidentally glimpsed the glitter of metal in her teeth, a dental filling. Then she can't be my super descendant from the future, or her teeth would be invulnerable to drilling. She must be cavities. She must be Zora, the scientist from Kandor. All right, Supergirl, you outwitted me this time, but I'll even the score someday. Just wait. Although I take it that even if she gets large, she will never have superpowers again. Can the prisons of Kandor hold Zora for long? Will this super genius of crime escape? Will she ever again match wits with Supergirl? Watch future issues of Action Comics.